Good day, everyone. Our topic for today is, of course, to look for a good research topic, which is very crucial in identifying, evaluating, and refining your research topics that you want to pursue. Though I provided the SMART criteria, which is the specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, it's very important na ma-specify talaga natin yung topic natin with other criteria which you must know. Okay, again, sa review, 'di ba, na-mention natin that research is systematic investigation that contributes to criminology. Kapag hindi bago ang inyong research topic, wala na siyang contribution sa body of knowledge sa criminology. Therefore, it's not significant, it's not novel, and it's not a good research topic. And definitely, if that's the case, baka hindi ka pumasa sa proposal defense. So our goal is to find a research topic na papasa sa panlasa ng panelists during your proposal defense. Second, a good research topic is the foundation of a successful study. So again, as of today, you really need to find a good research topic na original, novel, hindi naisip ng iba, or kung naisip ng iba, ikaw yung nakahanap ng spice doon sa topic na yun. So you need to look for that. So for today's session, you should know how to select, evaluate, and refine a topic. And I will add additional criteria in determining a good topic for your research. Okay. So dito, aside from SMART, we have finer criteria. And when we said finer criteria, ito siya. So we have F for feasible, I for interesting, N for noble, E for ethical, and R for relevant. So, it's very important na ang inyong topic should be feasible. When we say feasible, dapat with our data or with our time na meron tayo, ay matatapos ninyo yung pag-gather ng data. So, kaya nga, usually, we specify the local to a specific area lamang. Kasi, kung gagawin natin na Pilipinas or sabihin natin na buong Luzon, it's not feasible for an undergraduate study. So, and of course, kasama na rin dyan yung resources na tinatawag. When we say resources, it's the budget, ito yung mga gamit na kailangan natin. Yun. And of course, another is the data accessibility. Meron ba tayong access sa data? Makakakuha ba tayo ng information? Kaya kapag tinanong ko kayo for a topic, feasible ba to? So, i-consider nyo yung resources, yung time, at yung data accessibility. So, yun yung mga titingnan ninyo dyan. No? So, it's very important na kung may topic kayo, tatanungin ko kayo, possible bang makakuha ng data? So, dapat yes. Kasi kung hindi, sayang lang ang topic na iisip. Baka maganda ang topic na naiisip pero hindi visible. So, it's a no-no. Okay? For letter I, we have what we call the syempre interesting. Kasi if I were the reader at nakita ko na, teka, parang hindi naman magandang basahin tong topic kasi boring na, paulit-ulit na lang. So, therefore, hindi babasahin ang thesis at sayang. So, dito pa lang dapat sa title ninyo, maging interesado ang mga reader. So, another good quality is what we call as novel or novelty. When we say novelty or novel, ito yung usually na tinitingnan ko eh. Bago ba yung topic ninyo? Meron bang new? Or may spice ba? Pwede kasing yung topic ay parang bago, ay parang naulit na, pero may difference. No? Like, kung dati, quanti yung study, convert natin ng quali kasi based on gap na na-research natin, ito yung hindi pa nagagawa. So, yun yung tinatawag na novelty. So, meaning to say, in short, wala pang researcher na gumawa ng ganong study na very similar sa naisip nyo. So, kailangan meron kayong contribution to the existing body of knowledge. Ano pa ba? So, usually yan kasi nagiging problem natin. Yung topic hindi na nagiging novel. Pag sinabi yung term na reformation of juvenile delinquent, no, 'di ba? Parang ang naisip, reformation, 'di ba? Overstudied 'yon. Dapat, is there any other program na ginagawa sa Bahay Pag-asa for juveniles, and then you can evaluate. So, evaluation of, for example, ay a program of a specific program in Bahay Pag-asa in Bulacan, ganun. So, yun yung example ng novelty. So, next, of course, this is another important thing, is that your topic must be ethical. So, dapat po, it must adhere to the ethical principle at hindi natin mabibigyan ng trauma o mapapahamak ang participants. Kaya, usually, if your participant or minors, women, or LGBTQIA, merong mga ethical considerations, or sila ay nabiktima ng isang crime, o kaya sila ay PDL. So, those are the participants, lalo pag interview, na iniingatan natin. Another, we have what we called as relevant. So, it means that dapat yung topic ninyo makakasagot ng isang issue or problem sa society. Kaya if you're looking for a topic, you're looking for a problem that we need to solve. So, that's R, which is relevant. So, one of the techniques in finding a good research topic is finding the latest news, what's new in the society. Because, again, society is changing as well as crime is changing, therefore, topic can change and research can change. Kaya nga sinasabi ninyo na parang nagawa na po yung gantong study. Hindi yon, kasi everything changes. And if everything changes, pwedeng may bagong topic na sumulpot na pwede ninyong gawin na hindi ginawa ng iba because itong mga bagay na to, nito lang lumabas or nito lang nag-exist. So, yun yung titingnan ninyo. Kaya, hindi dapat kayo sabihin natin na ang dami nang nag-isip nito. Hindi ganon. So, you just need to look for a particular research gap in a good topic na gusto ninyong i-pursue. So, again, if you're finding a research topic, you must conduct or look for it with a heart, not only for the purpose of passing the subject. As a review, parang review to because I've discussed this, here are the steps in selecting a good topic. One of which is identify a broad area of interest. Okay? Or if not, meron bang problem na existing? Saang broad area of interest yun nabibilang? Example, yan ba ay for juvenile delinquency, cybercrime, or correctional administration? Okay? Second, if you identify a broad area of interest, you need to narrow it down to a specific issue or problem. So, for example, if we're talking about cybercrime, we're talking about the victimization of a specific cybercrime issue. Like, for example, yung phishing. So, yun. And then, aside from that, we need to align it with the university research agenda or SDGs. Again, I already discussed this during our last discussion on how to align. No? Kailangan aligned yung topic ninyo, which madalas naman, yes. And then, you need to look for current issues or debates. So, this is another idea kasi, for example, your topic is about cybercrime, then you should search sa internet yung mga balita ngayon, current issues or debate about new methods of criminals or sabihin natin perpetrator victimizing people through the use of computer. So, meron bang bago? Aware ba ang mga tao? Then you can check for the awareness of a certain group of people about this one. So, dito natin makikita sa number 4 if magiging novel yung study kasi ma-justify nyo yun kung masasabi nyo na ito po ay mga bagong issues na nakita namin. So, this is novel, diba? Ganon. So, number 5, aside from that, you should check gaps in literature or studies, journals, ganon, na na-publish dito. So, again, hindi kasi, paano nyo kasi malalaman if yung topic na naisip nyo ay meron ng gumawa? So, para malaman nyo kung meron ng gumawa nun, it's very important na kayo mismo hanapin nyo yung related study. Kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng related study and literature, kaya tayo may chapter 2. Para mapatunayan natin na wala pong katulad ang ginawa nating topic because on the previous researches, ganito yung ginawa nila. And then for us, a researcher na bago, ito yung ginawa namin because this is the gap. Ito yung kulang dun sa mga naunang study na nabasa namin. Ganun mo patutunayan ang research gap. Okay? And then, for the number 6, you need to test feasibility and ethical consideration. Yes, maganda ang topic, interesting, novel, but feasible bang makakuha ng data? Kasi baka sensitive yung issue. At yung ethical consideration ba ay masusunod natin? Hindi ba sila matatraumatize? If, for example, ang magiging usapan ay yung mga nabiktima ng rape, eh baka mamaya bumalik yung trauma nila dun sa nangyaring krimen. Kailangan pang ano natin yun, bantayan natin. Paano mababantayan yun? In that area, pwede naman silang interviewin, pero there must be a debriefing. So, there must be a guidance counselor na pagkatapos nakakausap sa kanila. Yun. So, here are the steps. So, kailangan i-take note nito lahat. Kailangan may ballpen at papel kayo, no, para matandaan nyo itong mga binabanggit ko. So again, ano po ba yung tinatawag nating research gap? Again, clarify ko ulit to kasi kasama to sa steps, diba? Pag sinabi nating research gap, ito yung area ng pag-aaral na hindi pa nagagawa, lacking, o kaya underdeveloped. No? Hindi pa ganong natitingnan or na-explore or na-aaral, or hindi masyadong na-address. So it may include yung mga topic na wala masyado, no research na nag-i-exist pa, o kaya yung population na yun are understudied pa. Like for example, kung madalas na nag-aaral sa mga lalaki, edi pumunta tayo sa mga babae, baka yun yung understudied, yung population. O kaya yung methods na ginamit ay limited. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, gumamit lang siya kunyari ng quantitative. So, therefore, proceed tayo sa qualitative. Yun yung gagawin nyo ngayong research. Results are conflicting. If the result is not, in every findings na nakita nyo ay hindi siya consistent. So, therefore, kailangan pa ng study to determine ano ba talaga ang totoong nangyayari. Kasi yung study mo ang magpapatunay, ano ba talaga yung totoo na nangyayari. So, yun yung isa dito. So, that's another gap. And then, yung theories have not been applied. So, pwedeng may mga theories tayo sa criminology na hindi pa ganong na-explored in some contexts. So, therefore, we can proceed with that study. So, usually, ang example ng research gap ay, for example, there are few local studies on restorative justice among juvenile offenders, but tingin ko, marami na ring studies na to, no? But, tingnan mo yung local context, no? Or in the Philippine context, kung marami ba siya. No, kung actually parang may mga nag-aral na rin ito, so baka hindi na to ganong applicable sa atin. Maybe in other country applicable siya. But in the Philippines, maybe not. So mamaya may pakikita ko example kung paano kayo hahanap or paano humanap ng research gap. So, aside from what I mentioned, kung ano yung mga research gap, meron pa siyang types. Okay? Ba't ayaw niyong lumabas? Okay. So, here are the types of research gap. We have the knowledge gap. So, knowledge gap. Maybe the topic is not fully explored, so therefore, we can proceed with the topic, lalo kapag nga bago yung pangyayari. Or it may be theoretical. Yun nga, hindi masyadong na-apply yung theory, then we can look for the theories applicable or pwede nating i-test yun. Pwede ring methodological gap. Limited yung methods. Walang mixed method, walang qualitative, therefore you can proceed with that. Or population gap. Again, underrepresented. Parang nabanggit ko na rin to kanina, no? And then, practical gap. When we say practical, merong policy or practice na ginagawa and then you want to evaluate it, kung practical ba or na effective ba yung program, then you can check it. But remember that madalas kapag ka-evaluation of a program, it must be at least 2 years in existence. This is an example of the gaps of a particular research. For example, so here I use the sciencebase.com. Nagtanong ako, what are the recent studies exists on moral reasoning and attitudes toward criminal justice policies in Southeast Asia? Because we are in the Philippines and I'm interested if there is. Based on the findings on the gaps, there are major research gap. Una, empirical studies. Wala masyadong quantitative or qualitative studies which talk about moral reasoning in the Southeast Asia. Okay? Wala rin daw cross-cultural analysis. Ibig sabihin, there's limited comparative studies examining yung moral reasoning ng differences across Southeast Asian countries. For example, Philippines, comparative study of the moral reasoning of the Philippines and coming from those in Vietnam. So, wala pang ganon. So, pwede nating i-pursue yun. Wala rin daw surveys measuring public attitudes toward criminal justice policies. So, wala pa. Maybe we can do that, diba? And then, there is also insufficient investigation of cognitive and emotional factors influencing justice attitudes. So, wala rin daw yan. So, yung mga binabanggit ko, itong mga gaps na to, ay wala. So, pwede kayong pumili ng isa dito para gawin yung topic. No? So, if for example, walang empirical study, then therefore, you can proceed with the quantitative evaluation of the moral reasoning and attitudes of the criminology student or sabihin natin college student or Bulacan State University student toward criminal justice policies. Yan. So, that's it. So, pwede siya. Or, pwede rin, ito kasi hindi applicable masyado sa inyo, yung longitudinal. Yung magtatrack tayo ng pagbabago ng moral reasoning. For example, for 10 years, from 2010, for example, to 2020. Medyo matagal yan. Yes. And, meron ding absence of culturally appropriate measurement instrument. So, those are the example of research gap. So, ito naman, pinagawa ko na to sa inyo, di ba? Siguro, what you should do is all per group, lahat ng topic ninyo, isulat ninyo sa isang paper. And then, dapat, yung napili ninyong topic ay sumasagot ng yes dito sa table na pakikita ko mamaya. Okay? So, remember that kailangan na meron kayong specific focus. Okay? Kahit di mo na research questions kahit wala muna yan. More on title muna tayo. Okay. So, of course, para malaman nyo kung ano yung gusto nyo talagang i-pursue dyan, maganda na i-rate nyo siya as to relevance, novelty, feasibility, yung gap, interest, and ethics. So, mag-scale kayo ng 1 to 5, diba? Tapos, i-sum up nyo. Tapos, pag na-sum up nyo at na-divide nyo siya based sa kung ilan to, kung ito ay 6, sino ang highest, maybe that's the best choice. So, top 3 lang naman ang hahanapin natin. So, for that case, pwede kayong mag-rate based on your own evaluation. But, during our face-to-face class, we will have consultation per group para makapag-comment ako per topic na naisip ninyo aside from this activity. So, again, this is an example na alam ko namang nagawa na ninyo ito na you propose a title and then you check and then you have a research question for that. Tinignan nyo yung SMART, kung pasok siya sa agenda sa UNSDG. Okay, may current issue ba? Ano pa? Feasible ba? May access ba kayo sa rehabilitation center? Novel ba yan? Para masabi nating novel, wala o konti lang ang study. Relevant ba yan? May maitutulong ba yan sa atin? Yan. So, you already have this sample template. And then the conclusion, as the conclusion of our today's lecture, again, it's very important na ang topic ay strong. Okay? It must be relevant, original, feasible, ethical, and interesting. And as a guide, you can use the activity table in the selection of which. Again, remember your topic is a foundation of your own research journey. It must be your own interest, your own choice. Kasi at the end of the day, kung anong masimulan nating topic, yun ang tatapusin ninyo hanggang second semester. So this time, very crucial yung paghahanap ng topic, pagre-research sa internet, pakikinig ng news o pagsa-search. Kasi pagalingan na yung mag-research. Kaya nga research to eh. So when we hear the word research, means to seek, not to investigate ang paulit-ulit. So paulit-ulit tayong maghahanap ng mga nakikita nating problem that we want to give a particular solution. So for today's quote, let us remember this quote from Zora Neale Hurston. Research is formalized curiosity. It is poking and prying with a purpose. That not just to pass the subject, but of course to contribute something to the society, to the social development. And also, I forgot to say na dapat yung topic ninyo ay pasok talaga siya sa SDG 16. Okay? Sa SDG 16. Kasi dapat tayo ang bumibida raw dun. Okay? Sa SDG 16. Dahil yun ay yung topic na pang criminal justice talaga. So, thank you for listening. And here are the references.